Hello, hello, and welcome back to the What We Said podcast, everybody.
Hey.
Happy Thursday.
Woo.
Hope you guys are getting used to the new schedule. We love it, and we're so excited to be joining you on a Thursday because Fridays are overrated, so Thursdays are the new Friday.
I actually love a Thursday a lot more than a
Thursday.
Friday.
I love the anticipation of a Thursday.
Yeah. There's something really good about a Thursday, so I'm happy with this new schedule change. Hope you guys are loving it. Hope you're excited for Valentine's Day weekend. We're going to do a little it's our advice column, and we're going to do kind of more like love dating focused, okay? So buckle up and get ready. Remember how last week I was like, yeah, I'm not doing good, or this week, I guess, on Tuesday. Remember I was saying I'm feeling so overrun. We are so back. I realized the reason I was feeling that way is because I was ill. I was sick.
Okay. Now you're feeling better.
Yeah, I think I was just feeling so overrun because I had caught a little something when we were at the end of our Hawaii trip. And I was just so tired and I don't know. I wasn't feeling like myself, but hindsight, I think I was just kind of sick. So now I took a 2.5-hour nap the other day, which I'm not really a nap person unless I'm pregnant. I loved naps when I was pregnant, but
Same.
Anyway, when Benny went down for a nap, I said, and good night. And I put my shades down and I ended up sleeping for 2.5 hours.
Wow,
and I
that's
woke
amazing.
up feeling so good. And I was like, okay, I was just tired. I wasn't feeling well. And now I'm back. Okay. So yes, I woke up early this morning. Yes, I did my training. Yep. And I'm just eating, so.
I love that for you. Thank you for giving me your sickness because now I'm feeling run down. No, I'm kidding. But I also am feeling I'm feeling probably how you're feeling where I'm just no.
A little under the weather.
No.
You need some rest.
I need some rest. I
Rest,
need some liquids.
Mama, you deserve it.
And but I'll be back. I saw a video that said, you can decide at any moment that you're back.
Yeah.
You can just be like, you know what? I'm back.
Totally.
We're so back.
That's one of my favorite feelings is just deciding on a whim. Yeah, I'm so back. So, yeah. I did a shoot. I haven't actually told you about this.
Oh.
I did a shoot, which at this point, I might post about it soon because I want to post about it before Valentine's Day. I haven't gotten the film developed, so knock on wood, because hoping it turns out amazing and hopefully the film is gorgeous and perfect. I keep going into these shoots thinking that I probably should take some digital photos. I took a few iPhone photos because if something happens to the film, then the whole shoot is a wash. But I shot Rylan and Juan. Do you know them?
Who?
Rylan and Juan. They're a couple. They are Rylan is one of Caitlin's best friends.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, they're both models. When I tell you, this couple is so gorgeous, it's sickening.
Oh, no.
Just seeing them together, I'm like, you've got to be kidding, right? That you two found each other. They're both actually models. That's what they do for a living. And they're content creators and stuff. But they're also the nicest people I've ever met. So I'm just obsessed with them. And
you reached out to them and wanted to do a shoot, or was it for
it wasn't for, no, it was just for fun.
Okay.
But they are in town. They're visiting for a little bit. And Caitlin had mentioned something. She was like, oh, you should shoot Rylan one. I was like, yes, I should, because they are so beautiful. And I met them at her bachelorette, her wedding. I got to know them a little bit more. So I was like, I should. And I'm glad that we, planned the whole thing. I was telling them because neither of us are obviously getting paid to do anything. We're just there to be creative and have fun. And which reminded me a lot of what I used to do. And we were saying it does take so much effort to plan a shoot. And when I'm shooting film, it's get the film, load it. It's so much effort, but then it always feels worth it. And again, haven't seen the film yet, but from the vibes I was seeing through my camera, I was gagged. They are so beautiful, just in general. So they were like, oh, do you want to shoot more couples? And I'm like, if they look like you.
Yeah.
And they thought I was kidding. I'm like, no, literally this is the requirement at this point. Yeah, because they were just, it was so fun. So anyway, we'll see. It was fun to shoot them before Valentine's Day. I wanted to post it before Valentine's Day happens. So
nice.
Did a little love shoot. That was really fun. And
good for the soul.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really nice to just be behind the camera again. And they're creative people too, so it was just fun to talk about. I don't know. Like, they were saying that they used to model a lot more, and then now they've been doing more content creation. And it was funny because they were like, we want to get back into modeling more. And I was saying I want to get back into photography more. And we were just saying we're getting back to the original place that we started, like our roots, which is fun. So
You're so back.
I'm so back. I had speaking of back, my back was sore because I had my backpack on. Those camera backpacks are so unbelievably heavy with all the gear in them.
That's a throwback.
It's
seeing
a
you with a
throwback.
camera backpack on.
I
half
had
your size.
that, a tripod in my hand because I was like filming some BTS, and I'm like, it looks like I'm backpacking through Europe. Number one, the whole thing is so heavy. It was taking me back, but it was really fun. So stay tuned for photos.
Can't wait to see them.
Yeah, it was great.
Also, the Olympics. Speaking of, well, no, there's no natural segue, but the Olympics are now on, and there's nothing better than the Olympics.
No, actually nothing.
There's nothing more inspiring and beautiful than watching somebody just absolutely achieve their lifelong dream that they've been working for forever. And it's magical. It's magical to watch people get a medal. It's magical to watch them perform or to race or whatever their event is.
It's
and let
so
me just
inspiring.
Say, after skiing for 1 second, this is hitting different. I'm like, that is so hard. And I posted this on my story, but I need to say it here too. If you can ski or snowboard or do anything in that manner and you're good at it, you are cooler than everybody else and you are better. Just like you think you are, like, oh, wow, I look cool. You do. You are cooler and you are better.
Ice skating, any of that.
Yes.
Like speed skating, ice skating. It's like anything that you can do like that, yes, you are better than everyone else.
You're just as cool as you think you are.
It is insane to watch the things that these people do. Leif and I were having a lot of nostalgia because when Benny was born, the Summer Olympics were happening. And we would watch it. Like, it was actually really fun because I think I shared this, but it would be the middle of the night and we were like doing feedings or whatever, and we would turn on the TV and it would be a different time, you know? And so there would be like a tennis match on or something. It was just so fun to watch the Olympics. And so it was taking us back. Obviously, this is winter, but I always get so deeply inspired
and emotional
by watching it. Like, I am sobbing every time someone wins gold. And it is just so cool that they put so much time and effort into something and like just give it their absolute all. It's so inspiring.
To be able to perform like that under pressure too. I always think, like, how nervous are they? Let's have an Olympian on. I would love to chat.
We should. Who should we have on?
Yetta.
Yeah. I'm sure she's totally free and able to come on.
We just watched her, if you guys are up to date, which I'm sure you are. She, Yetta is it Leardom?
Yeah, I think so.
She just won the gold medal for her 1,000-meter speed skating. Oh, I was sobbing. I just think she's awesome, and I think it's so inspiring that she just works so hard. She looks so strong.
Yes.
Her legs, I was just like, that looks so hard. I can just tell that is just like your legs are burning.
Yeah.
Probably.
Me and Leif were watching it and he's like, that is so hard what they're doing. He's like, it's so like glute dominated. I'm like, I can tell, Papa.
Yeah.
Because the
Glute
BBL allegations are going to come soon.
Oh.
Their bodies, like, they're just so built.
You.
What do you mean? I'm like, I've been getting so many allegations.
And watch out. I'm going for the BBL allegations next.
No, that's my next goal, 100%. No, but I was just saying, he was like, that's like so glute dominated. That is so hard to do. And I was saying, I can tell because their freaking butts are like, they're just, their bodies are insane and they look so strong. And it looks insanely hard.
Yes, but it looks crazy. I was watching I think it's called ski freestyling. I don't know. It's basically where they are on skis and they are essentially at a skate park. Like, they're doing tricks and flips and going on rails in skis. Honey. Huh?
No. I'm not understanding.
They're doing like triple backflips off this thing, landing backwards and then skiing. I'm like, I think the youngest one that I was watching, he's 17 from America. I'm like, 17? And you can perform and do that? You can just be like, yeah, the entire world is watching. Like, the weight of the world is on my shoulders. I'm just going to go do a triple backflip. Hope I land on my feet.
I'm not understanding how people get to that point. I don't understand how they get good at something like that. Because you have to fail many times. How are you not like actually breaking every bone in your body when you fail and when you fall? Thought. I don't understand, because when we were in Hawaii, there was a surf competition going on, and it was a pretty big one. So we were there watching it. We were like kind of off to the side, but the things these surfers were doing. So one of them, we were kind of far away at this point, and one of them did what I believe is called an air. I'm not super educated, okay, on the surf verbiage, especially when it comes to these like more extreme, you know, the big time surfers. But he basically was on a massive wave, was riding the wave, jumped off his surfboard. I thought he fell. I was like, oh my gosh, his surfboard. He's like, oh yeah, he's doing, like Leif was like, yeah, that's a trick. Literally does a flip on his surfboard and lands. Like would come off the surfboard and then like get back on it. I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you mean? And how did you practice that? How are you practicing that skill without, I'm not kidding, like dying?
Yes.
I don't get it.
I don't understand it. There's something like deep within me that yearns for that feeling. And I told Nick this, I'm like, of being in a different life, I would love to be a superhuman athlete who's just the best at something and just feel what it would feel like for your body to be able to do that. Like my body is just like, dang. That would feel amazing. I mean, in terms of I'm wanting that feeling.
Yeah.
Of just being amazing at a sport. Like,
yes, I
feel feeling
that
of like doing a triple backflip or doing a quadruple axel and landing it. Like,
I don't understand.
I want to experience what that feels like.
I know.
In a different life, however.
I know. It really is. It really is crazy. Have you seen a lot of people doing the high rocks? Like races, or is it called a race? It's an event. Like it's like a mix between running and like extreme. Like you're like doing. It's like not a Ironman, but it's something like a high rocks. It's like a type of thing that I've seen a lot of people doing recently.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I could see that being something you dabble with in the future.
Sorry, what?
A little bit, because you randomly just ran a half marathon.
Oh,
like,
it's running and
it's running and it's like strength stuff. But I could see you just like randomly being like, I'm going to do high rocks. And everyone being like, sorry. And then you just like somehow doing it. Chelsey, her stamina is nuts, you guys.
I was going to say, maybe I could do the running part, the strength part. I'm tapping you in, mama.
I got the itch a little bit when I was seeing people's photos but when I saw it was a running thing,
I need to look this up because, is it H?
It's HYROX.
Okay, because it sounds familiar, but it's driving me crazy that I don't know what you're talking about.
It's also driving me crazy that I don't know if it's like technically considered a race or what it is, but
fitness racing event, an 8-kilometer run interspersed with 8 functional workout stations. Oh,
what's 8-kilometer run?
That doesn't sound fun to me. I have no clue.
The race format is consisting of 8 1-kilometer runs, each followed by a different functional workout station repeated 8 times. That sounds miserable.
That doesn't sound fun in any form or fashion.
No, it sounds miserable, but like seeing these girls do it, they are
beasts.
Ripped. Like just beasts. And there's something within me that yearns for that. I know I always tell you that too. Like whenever Kemper, my friend, like whenever I hang out with her, like we don't see them a ton because they live far, but whenever we hang out, like I am ready to hit the gym because she's so strong.
Yes.
It's insane. And just like they took us bouldering years ago, like rock climbing, and she's just a beast. And I'm like, something in me is like yearning to be that strong.
To
where it's
feel
just
that
like,
strong.
To feel that strong and capable where you're just like, I am a beast. Like,
yeah. I feel that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's something in me. And
I went to a little like sculpt mat Pilates class with Chelsey, and I look over and I'm just like, we were kind of far apart, but like there was one point where I was just like, oh, I have to like give up. Like I have to modify this part because like I'm actually not well.
Yeah.
And I looked over, oh, no, you're not even breaking a sweat.
Are you talking about me?
Yes. I was like, that's what I was saying. I'm like, your stamina is insane to me. Like
wow,
you just do not get
That's
tired.
Such a good compliment. I was actually dying in that class, so I do get tired.
I was so dead. I'm not kidding. I couldn't walk for 3 days. Like my calves hurt so bad. I was so humbled.
Yeah.
Going to that class.
We've explored this many times, and to turn it back on you, I have stronger like legs than I have arms.
Yeah.
So if it's like a lower body workout, I'm good. And I feel like I can go longer. If it's arms, however, if it's like push-ups or, oh, mama, no, I cannot last. And that class was like all like leg, like lower ab.
Maybe that's why it was so freaking sore.
But my traps were sore from, I think, just doing downward dog. Then my shoulders were sore. I'm like, that's good.
No, so it's just crazy how so many different exercises work so many tiny different muscles. And it was just humbling because I'm like, I would think that weightlifting would be harder than this, but like in no world.
It's just a different thing.
It's just such a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are wanting to plan a fun little Galentine's girls' night, which I have just been craving, a movie night.
You know what they say.
What?
It's the best time of the year.
Yeah, the best time of the whole year. The best season, you guys. And the best holiday of all time is Galentine's, if you actually are new here. But seriously, it's so fun to just have a little cozy movie night with your girls. And it's one of the most like low lift girls' nights you can have, I feel like, because the entertainment is the movie. So literally all you have to have is a good girly chick flick. And then you just provide some snacks and like a few blankets and you're good to go. If you guys are looking for a fun, feel-good romantic drama, you need to check out Kissing is the Easy Part. It's on Tubi. It's a classic high school rom-com energy, okay, with a little twist. We watched the trailer together and Chelsey and I were like, at the end, we're like, I don't want to give it away, but we're like, he needs to tell her what he needs to say.
The film is very light, charming. It's an easy watch. It's not super heavy or overly dramatic, which is perfect for a girls' night, or even just watching on your own to wind down and just have, good thoughts before bed. You don't always want to watch something dark and crazy, especially around Valentine's Day. So it is streaming free February 13th, only on Tubi. So again, you can watch it for free on Tubi starting tomorrow, February 13th. Go check it out. I really did not realize how much a mattress could change my sleep until I switched to my Leesa. We got the Legend mattress, so it's a luxe hybrid and it has like cradling foams, dual spring systems, and it just provides like that personalized comfort. The best part about Leesa is they have so many different models that you can choose from to fit your needs. And especially if you have a partner and you both have different needs and you want to accommodate both of you, Leesa is such a fabulous company. And we've been sleeping on our mattress for over a year now, and I absolutely love it. When we switched, my hips were starting to hurt from our old mattress, and I was feeling like I wasn't having enough support for my body throughout the night. And now that we sleep on our Leesa, I have not one complaint about my hips or my knees or anything not feeling supported throughout the night. And we both absolutely love it. So Leesa has a lineup of beautifully crafted mattresses tailored to how you sleep. Each mattress is designed with specific sleep positions and feel preferences in mind. So from night one, you will feel the difference. They have premium materials that deliver serious comfort and full body support no matter how you sleep. Leesa mattresses are meticulously designed and assembled in the USA for exceptional quality. Plus, they back it all up with free shipping, easy returns, and a 120-night sleep trial. Leesa has been tested and awarded Best Hybrid Mattress by New York Times Wirecutter, and it's exclusively featured by West Elm as their go-to mattress partner. I have actually heard so many random people, I'm not kidding, talk about the Leesa mattress. Like my friend just got a new mattress, got the Leesa. I hear it so often, and they're really amazing. Also, they donate thousands of mattresses each year to those in need, while also partnering with organizations like Clean Hub to help remove harmful plastic waste from our oceans, which we love. So go to leesa.com for 30% off mattresses, plus get an extra $50 off with promo code What We Said, exclusive for our listeners. That is leesa.com, promo code What We Said for 30% off mattresses, plus an extra $50 off. Support our show and let them know we sent you after checkout. Leesa.com, promo code What We Said. The Pilates princesses really are so strong in a specific way. I mean, I feel like every different type of workout works different muscles and is different for different body types. But that's why when men will go to a Pilates class, they cannot hang at all because it is so hard to work those tiny muscles. I feel like it's really good to do all of those types of workouts. I really want to incorporate other stuff in my routine too. But let me cook. I gotta get my own stuff down first before I start adding another. Yeah, mixing
class,
it all up.
Another
I
element.
feel that. I feel like men have an issue with also slow, stable movement workouts. I feel like they like the bursts of energy and the big lift and move and crunch and whatever. And when they go to a Pilates or a yoga class, it's so slow and like stable movement.
Yeah.
And I don't think
which is really hard to do. Even
I think it goes against like how they usually work out.
that's true. Yeah, it's like very fast motions and just barreling through everything.
I will say my last note about the Olympics is as I'm watching this and just these amazing athletes and I have that feeling of like, I crave that feeling of just being an amazing athlete and amazing at something physical, to like have your body just like experience that. And then I kind of like lean into, well, my time is done. However, I do have 2 young ones that I can live vicariously through.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, I can see how people are like, you're going to do this sport and you're going to be the best. And it's like, that's not my dream, Dad. It's yours. It's like, no, it is. That's my dream. Just picks a random thing. I'm like, and you're going to be good at ski flipping.
Yeah. And you'll be a speed skater, actually.
But also watching this Olympics, I'm joking about that, but I also feel like we always talk about this, we watch movies or shows from a different perspective once you become a parent. Because then you kind of think of the parent, like of these Olympians, I'm thinking of them, but I'm also thinking of how proud their parents and like their loved ones must be to watch them. Like, oh, they did it all growing up and now they're just amazing. And you're like probably so nervous to watch them. Like, oh, they're under so much pressure and then they just like smash it. And you're like,
no,
they're amazing. That's
so iconic. I cannot even imagine. I feel like also any podcast I've ever listened to, anything I've ever seen of an interview with an athlete or something, the common denominator most of the time is that their parent never pushed them to do a certain thing. They just like fell in love with this random sport at a young age. And like, I remember listening to this podcast of this professional tennis player, a woman, and she was saying, they were like, oh, did your parents like really drill it in you that, you know, you needed to be on the court every day? And she was like, oh no, like they couldn't get me off the court. I just like would beg to play. And I'm like, unfortunately, your kid just has to like gravitate towards something specific and really want it. Otherwise, you cannot, like you can, you know, expose them to a lot of different sports and a lot of different
give them
things.
the opportunity, but
showcase things for them, and then if they gravitate towards something, amazing. But it's like the second you start like pushing, I feel like they're gonna be like, okay, you're annoying. So that was clocking to me. I'm like, I feel like you just have to let your kids like, okay, whatever you're good at naturally, whatever you like to do, like we'll go after that. But like, I'm not gonna be forcing my will upon you.
For sure. I also saw a video of a girl. It was like somebody's mom who was in the Olympics, and it was like that trend where it was like, your 7-year-old is going to just want to jump off of things. It's like, it's important that you let them or something. And it was just video clips of this little kid who's like 7 probably doing like ski jumps and doing backflips. And then it like fast forwards and he's in the Olympics now for it. And it was also giving that where it was just like, she was just like, oh, he just wants to like jump off of things in his skis. Like now he's just like trying flips and she just like didn't stop him necessarily and just kind of like let him keep going. But besides the point of him being amazing and her being a proud mom, the comments were cracking me up because they're like, I'm sorry, why are these videos iPhone videos and they're very good? And he's now in the Olympics. Like, are we that old?
No, seriously.
They were like iPhone videos of him when he's 7. Concerning. And then he's like grown up in the Olympics, probably like 18 or something. They're like, sorry, we're that old now. We're like our home videos are iPhone videos.
No, that's weird.
It was so weird.
That is a really weird
because you could tell it was like an iPhone 4 or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's wild. Well, we'll see what sports our kids gravitate towards.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about Traitors.
Let's do it.
Because a new episode comes out tonight or today, I guess, when you guys are listening to this. But let's do a quick little recap. First, before I go into my unhealed trauma that I'm projecting onto these Traitors players, I need to hear your thoughts. Because when we went to breakfast the other day, like I kind of just spilled, but I want to hear what your thoughts on the recent
On the
episodes.
most recent? Yeah, we're not going to like go back from the start because that's just annoying at this point. So if you're
just
not
the recent events.
The recent events. So tonight a new episode will drop. And we're not talking about that one because we haven't seen it yet. But the last vote was Candace was out of the game. I thought Candace did really amazing. Like just throughout this whole process, there was one point where I felt like, oh, she's talking a lot. Like people are going to start to suspect her. But truly, I think her only thing she did that I was like, felt a little like I could see how it would be suspicious and weird to other people was at the round table how she claimed that her vote was a throwaway to Rob. Like she was like, oh, it was a throwaway vote. And then like 2 seconds later, she's going so hard on him and like had all these things against him. Like, and you did this and you did this that was interesting and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, but you can't claim that you just threw away the vote, but yet you have this whole smear campaign against him. So you should have just led with like, no, I am suspicious. Like that should have been, or you should have stayed quiet and been like, no, it was just a throwaway vote. I don't know. And then like gone for someone else. I don't know. That was the only thing she did in her game that I was kind of like, oh dang, I could see why they'd vote her out. I thought Lisa Rinna was iconic. I thought Candace was iconic. And I think Rob's iconic. Like, I really think that this Traitors trio was so much fun to watch. Like, it has been such a blast. I am kind of bummed that it's, like, just Rob left. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens and, like, him recruiting Eric or whatever. And I'm excited to see it all. But I fear I'm still a little bit under his spell. Like, I, like, love him. Like, I'm just, like... He's kind of everything. I could see when you were telling me your thoughts, I was like, I totally know what you mean. Like, but that's not how I saw it initially. Like, I've thought this whole time that he's playing an incredible game. And I think his nonchalance is like working so well in his favor. The fact that he just like doesn't get flustered and like doesn't react to things, I think is like the perfect traitor.
Yeah. No, he's so good at it. Yeah. He's like playing a perfect traitor game. I think that as a viewer, you get mad about stuff because you, not in the game, but like as a viewer, it's like you want to watch the trio Traitors, you know, play for a little longer. So you like inevitably get mad. It's like even when Colton, we all wanted him out. It's like we want them to banish him, and we're like mad at them for not banishing him, even if it would be the most, or like not the most reasonable thing.
Right.
You know,
like
so
it's different watching. I have
to like separate those two things. Like as a viewer, I'm like, no, I wanted to see like Candace and Rob go further together as traitors because I don't want to like get used to a new traitor now. Like, that was just over. Okay, I guess that's just over. Well, I do think that the Lisa's ship was going down, and so you had to kind of jump onto it, and it made sense for Candace not to jump on the ship because she was a housewife. But I do think that she should have, like, I agree with what you said about her, the Rob throwaway vote. I feel like she, at first when she did it, I was like, oh, this is. Me and Nick were like, oh, that's good that she did that as like a throwaway, because it felt like almost a threat, like a subtle message to Rob, like, just so you know, I can call you out too. Like, you're turning your back on a traitor and I can turn my back on you too. Like, so kind of like watch it a little bit. But then Rob got really mad and he was like, why did you throw, like in his confessionals, he was like upset that she did that, which of course. However, this is what, my unhealed trauma, something deep within me that's unhealed that I'm projecting, and I understand that. Again, let me preface and say he's doing a good job as traitor. The spell is gone for me. I'm so bugged by him. I don't know why. I feel like it's because I hate to see a good looking man who just has everybody under a spell, and you're just like, you guys, it's just because he's good looking and nice. Like, you've got to see past that. And they get away with things more than other people would. And I think like growing up, having older brothers who were like good looking, and I just saw how much they got away with. Like, my teachers would bow at their feet. And I felt like I always had to go the extra mile and be like actually a good student, or like actually good at something, for people to like think the same thing about me, where I'm like, they're just like, oh, I'm nice and handsome.
No, and that like, is very obnoxious.
They're just like, he's the best. And I'm sure he's nice and whatever. But literally, I'm just projecting against him. But the other thing that made me mad that I was telling you about, that I think triggered this, is that I was like down for his traitor game. I was like, he maybe turned his back on the traitors a little too early. Like, him and Candace can still mend and like go forward. He doesn't need to get her out immediately. No. He can kind of keep that in his pocket for later. Yeah.
That's the thing, really quick to interject. I felt like at the point where it was just Candace and Rob, they didn't have like great chemistry at that point. It was just kind of like they didn't really like each other.
No,
it felt like
she was mad.
Like, she was mad, he was mad, and it's just like they're kind of just coming for each other. It's like, okay, no, band together and like you could make it further, but you're kind of just like
hold your cards close to your chest a little longer.
Yeah.
I just didn't like when he started. I think this is what made me, the spell was broken, because I was like, don't do that. You're bugging me. He was talking to Candace in one of the rooms before the banishment. I think it was after the challenge or something. And they were having their little, powwow about like, okay, basically we're going to come after each other.
Yeah.
Candace was like clocking him. I can't even remember what she was saying. Remember when she was talking to him alone? Can't remember what she was saying, but I was like, oh, she's like getting him because she's like, yeah, you're a traitor and you're a snake or something like that. And then he said to her, he's like, whoa, he's like, this is like, it's not personal. It's just a game. And that literally sent me over the edge.
No,
I was like, that bothers me so bad when she was like, also she was getting mad about the game. Like it's all the game. But then he was kind of like, don't get emotional. Like, and I freaking hate when boys do that to girls. They'll like kind of egg them on and do things to piss them off.
Yeah.
And then be like, don't be so emotional. Don't be so sensitive. It's not personal. It's just a game. It's like, okay, then why are you mad that I put your name down?
Yeah, exactly.
It's personal. Like it is personal. And now you're like kind of being nonchalant and like a little.
No, he is a little toxic.
I don't know.
Like I was remembering.
It's just like he's a little toxic.
He is, because I remember.
He's not just like this super wholesome, like.
No. I do recall I was seeing a few TikTok edits of like when just like on his season when he was talking to Leah or something like of Love Island. And I was like, I did forget about this. Like you were a little bit just kind of like that. Like getting someone worked up and then being like, what?
Yes.
Like that energy is annoying. Yeah. And it is when they're hot, it's like, oh, well, whatever. But if he was ugly, it'd be like, okay, you're so toxic and annoying. Yes. I do understand that completely.
I think though, I will say everyone seems to like him. So obviously he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
And probably a great guy.
You mean everyone like at
everyone in the castle seems to like him. And I'm sure he is a great guy. And he honestly is playing like a fantastic traitor game.
Yeah.
He is being a great traitor. So I will give him that. But that bothered me. That bothered me in terms of not necessarily him, but as a whole. Just an example. And that's what reality TV is. It's like a little petri dish to see, humanity and all of these patterns. And it just reminded me of like something that freaking men do. That pisses me off.
No, I get that. I get that 100%. I think where my sweet spot also comes in for him is that like we've been over this. I don't like a talkative man. I like quiet. His personality, and he reminds me a lot of Leif. Like he's just like, even he said to Candace, he was like, I don't talk to fill silence. Like Leif has literally said those exact words. He's like, I don't just like talk to talk. Like I talk when I have something to say, And like, I just, for some reason, I like that type of guy. Who's like, I'm like, I like when they're quiet.
Like a guy to be seen, not heard.
Exactly. But I really do. Like, there's something about just like a nonchalant guy who's like quiet and confident that I just like, that is my favorite type of person. So I think that's like another thing I just like his personality. Like Alan walked in and he's like, what's up? Like, I'm like, that's I like that energy of not being like, the opposite of that is like Colton, where it's like talking into it, and I'm like, you are so annoying to me, like, and
like mischievous and devious.
Like your personality is just obnoxious to me.
The difference is Leif is like that, but he is sweet and not toxic.
Yeah,
I hate that. I almost hate it more when they're hiding their toxicity behind that.
That's true.
Like, I just don't talk. I'm just whatever. Like, why are you getting so upset? Oh
no,
my gosh.
that makes sense, 100%.
Because
and I do
then
find
it's like
him toxic.
Yes.
Like those little moments, I can tell it. It's like
he gets away with things because he's hot.
And playing a little bit like, oh, what? Like the sweet innocent victim, and it's like
And again, in the context of the game, it's great. Because even after the round table, he's like, why did she go for me? That was so crazy. And everyone else like, I know, Rob. I don't know why she went for you. That was so weird. Anyways, who should we think about? It's like, Rob. Why don't you look at Rob? The traitor just called him out 2 times for different reasons.
I know.
Let's think about it. Like, they could literally Candace could have said, I didn't want to rob you of another traitor. Like, and they would have literally been like, why did she say that, Rob? Anyways, can you pick me up? It's
literally.
Just like, goodbye.
No, I get that. We'll see if he still has me after tonight's episode. I do love a Thursday.
It pisses me off because I also am just like, oh, that's just so good. And he is so cute. So it's just, whatever. That's why it bothers me.
It's so funny.
I could not be more excited about our next sponsor, No CD. I actually mentioned them a couple weeks ago when I was talking about my experience getting diagnosed with OCD. I luckily had Abby, who really guided me through the experience from me suspecting I had OCD to working with a therapist through No CD. And luckily, I just went straight to No CD and was able to get a diagnosis, meet with a therapist, and start ERP. And I get a lot of questions about this. So I'm just so happy they're a sponsor because genuinely, love, love, love. One of the questions I've been getting is people saying, I've been suspecting I have OCD. I'm not quite sure what OCD really is. I don't know how to go about getting diagnosed with it. Kind of where do I start? And I feel like NoCD is a perfect place to start if you are suspecting. If you feel like your brain just will not stop looking for the next thing that could go wrong, if you can just never relax, if you can never enjoy life no matter how much you want to. For me, something I could not stop doing was just paying attention to my body and like spiraling about any new sensations because I'm just terrified of a new illness or something bad happening. And I did not know that this was my OCD. So if you're struggling with that, it could be OCD. And there are a lot of misconceptions about OCD that because of all the pop culture stereotypes, a lot of people think OCD is just being super organized or super clean, but that's completely wrong. Real OCD is a serious condition where unwanted, distressing thoughts called intrusive thoughts get stuck on repeat in your mind and you feel driven to engage in certain behaviors, which are called compulsions, to try to make them stop. So intrusive thoughts are often very disturbing and feel totally out of character. And they can set off alarm bells in your brain, and they can be about anything, but often focus on people or things we care about, making them very hard to ignore and very scary. So people with OCD often feel driven to do certain mental or physical behaviors, like ruminating to cope with the anxiety that are caused by their thoughts. I obviously know how exhausting and debilitating OCD can be. It feels like it just takes your life and your freedom away from you. But something that has helped me so much was, first of all, getting diagnosed and understanding it a little bit more. And also I started ERP. So that's exposure and response prevention therapy, which is proven to be the most effective treatment. So regular talk therapy is not recommended and can actually make OCD worse, which I didn't know. I do ERP therapy with NoCD. I cannot recommend them enough. NoCD is the world's leading OCD treatment provider, and all of their licensed therapists specialize in ERP. To learn more about starting OCD therapy with NoCD, go to nocd.com and book a free call with their team. That's nocd.com. Anyways, shall we?
Yeah, let's get into this advice column. I'm excited for we can live text during tonight's episode.
Can't wait. By the way, I feel like he's gonna win.
You think?
I think so. No one has any suspect of him besides Johnny. And now I think people are going to vote Johnny out because he was so close with Candace. And I just feel like Rob is really good. And I feel like he's so smart and like.
That's the problem.
I know.
Smart too. That's the worst.
I know. It's the worst. It's like the smarter he is, the more
he's
quiet and like.
He's also like actually very perceptive.
Yes.
Like he's really.
Yes. So use it
smart.
for good, Rob.
Yeah.
Like start using it for good.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Please help me. I'm so down bad. I've got a massive crush on this guy, but the problem is I haven't been around him for almost 2 years. I know, embarrassing, and I should shut up and get over it, but I can't. We went to college together and we were constantly around one another and became solid friends. But now that we've both moved on to a new chapter of our lives, I don't get to see him at all. We're not close enough to where I could call him up to hang out, but we are close enough to where he'll send me the occasional TikTok. I'd love some advice on what to do. I don't know how to get the ball rolling without putting myself out there, and I'm the type of girl who needs the guy to make the first move. Please help. Thank you, and love you guys.
Okay, so he sends her the occasional TikTok, but that's the most. I fear.
If he wanted to, he would. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Like,
I fear you got to cut him off.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that, I'm trying to think if I really believe that the guy needs to make the first move. Like, do I really believe that in my soul? Not necessarily.
No, I don't think that he needs to make the first move, but I think that you need to have some evidence of
him having
interest
feelings for you.
Yeah, more than maybe him sending you TikToks. Okay, so she doesn't see him at all anymore. Mm-hmm. Okay, well then.
Like, you need to literally just face.
Options.
Okay, yeah, you have two options. Go ahead.
Talk to him, tell him how you feel. Be like, hey,
I wouldn't tell him how you feel.
And then second option, you're done and move on. And start looking for other options. There's other fish in the sea.
I was thinking the first option would be more just like put in more effort, like FaceTime him, be like, hi, like we should hang out. Like, what are you, did they live in the same place? She said they just moved on to a new chapter of their lives. But
have you ever done that?
We're not close enough. What?
Have you ever been in that position where you've done that?
Like called someone?
I'm curious. No. I'm like, have you ever FaceTimed anyone? No. If you've ever liked a guy, but like you weren't sure how they felt and you just were like, I'm going to start making an effort and I'm going to ask them to hang out. before they've ever asked me to hang out alone?
No,
I'm
not
wondering.
really. But, well, no. I don't.
It's
Have you?
kind of a hard position. Yes. As you were saying that, I was feeling a strange feeling come upon me, and I realized it was trauma. It's actually embarrassment. Like, I remember being young, obviously, and liking a guy and being like, let me just see if they like me, and be like, hey,
Yeah.
like, let's hang out sometime. And then just,
Nothing.
I'm like, I should have never done that.
Well, I've told you
I could have
this
lived
already.
with the question.
Yeah.
I'd rather have lived with the question of if something could have happened than just, they just didn't like me. Like,
I think in this context with her, like, if you would get the hint very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
if you FaceTimed him and he was like actually reciprocating a lot, and then he started texting you and he was like, yeah, let's plan something.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like, oh, maybe he's interested. Like, if he was just kind of like, and like sent you a TikTok a month later, bye. Like, he
Yes.
doesn't care. We've been over this. The reason that I haven't put myself out there for guys is because I don't, like, in that phase of my life, I just didn't want to deal with rejection at all. So if I didn't get the thought or the vibe that they would be into me, I wouldn't even try. I would just be like, well, okay, he obviously doesn't care. Like, I'm not going to try.
I'm going to tell you who it is afterwards that I'm
Okay.
like thinking of, because I think the other thing is, if you're in a position where you think they're your literal soulmate and could be your husband, like, it's worth it.
For sure.
But if it's just like, oh, I like him, and then you're just like, but again, the mystery would have been better because you know that that's not your person,
Right.
then just move on.
It really is that if he wanted to, he would, is just, who made that up, by the way? It's so true. Like, it
he
is
wanted
just
to,
the
would.
truest thing
Men.
of, what?
I said men made it up.
Did they really?
Well, the women just spotted it, but they
Yeah,
They didn't.
That was their pattern.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, even that phrase like sums up so much.
I think it was
because- it was me, actually. It just makes sense. It's like, if he wanted to text you, he would. If he wanted to call you, he would. That's
you
the
wanted to
bottom
hang
line.
out with you, he would.
He will make time. If he doesn't, bye.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Especially over that long of time.
Yes.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for 9 months. We've told each other we love each other, and I have the when you know feeling with him. The only thing I have anxiety about right now is we have never had a conversation about our past relationships and hookups before we started dating. There's no reason we haven't, it just has never come up. 2 years before I met my boyfriend, I had a one-night stand with someone that he knows, but I have never told him this. I'm scared that he's going to be mad that I've never told him, but at the same time, he's never told me any of his past dating history either. So my advice is, do I muster up the courage and tell him? Do I keep it to myself until it comes up between us? I'm scared he will think I'm lying to him. Okay. I think you're blowing this out of proportion. I think that if you guys had
Why
had a
would he think
discussion,
she's lying?
maybe she means like in general, if it like she waits until he brings something up and then she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I like hooked up with him one time. Maybe that like she's a liar in general. I don't know.
Okay, that's a weird like conclusion to come to. But
Yeah.
okay.
That's why I feel, I mean, it could be multiple things, but I'm feeling like you're spiraling about
ruminating.
something
Yeah.
that is probably not a big deal, especially because you guys haven't talked about it. It's not like you talked about it and you just like left that out.
Right,
And he
right.
asked you directly and you said no.
If it hasn't come
And
up,
he
it
hasn't
come up.
shared, then it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to either of you. So
No, I think you could
Feels like
and
something you just
should
wanna get off
tell
your
him
chest,
just
yeah.
because you want to get it off your chest. I don't think you necessarily have to, but I think like if you're feeling like that, there's no problem with telling. I feel like if he's your person and you have that when you know feeling, he's not going to run away with that information. I think if you're
Yes.
just kind of like, hey, I know this is awkward to bring up and it hasn't come up yet. It's just something that's weighing on me weirdly. Like, I think it's just because you know this person, but like, I know we haven't really talked about our dating history. Just wanted you to know that
and like hear it from me.
yeah, I just want to hear it from me that I did hook up with this person in the past. I don't want you to like randomly that to come up somehow and you're like, what? You didn't even tell me.
I think that's a great way to bring it up.
Yeah. And then you don't have to like necessarily even ask him about his past. Like maybe if that's a conversation you feel like needs to happen, if you're like, if you're literally going to marry this guy, again, I feel like that's like a gray area where it's like you don't owe your new relationship like every detail from your past relationship. You really don't. It's just like
Yeah.
none of their business.
Especially from like years and years and years
No.
ago. That's just so non
It's just not important.
Yeah.
But I do understand also wanting to know like little things. Like, I don't know.
Especially if
About
they
a
know the
past
person.
relationship.
I think that is one of the main things of, letting your partner know. And like when it is maybe a good time to tell them is if they know the person and they could maybe find out from somebody else. I think it's way better if they find out and hear it from you.
Totally.
Than hear it from somebody else. Because if it's someone they don't know, it's like, who cares?
Literally, who cares?
They shouldn't really care. You don't care. Like, but if it's maybe someone they know and is in their circle, it's like, hey, just a heads up. So we're on the same team here.
Totally. Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it needs to be this big thing. And honestly, if he reacts weirdly to it and thinks you're lying, I think that he's weird.
Yeah.
Why, Like,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
odd. Okay. Hi, ladies. I've been dating my boyfriend for a few years now. We currently live about an hour apart. I finally graduated with my master's and I feel like I want to make a big change and move a few hours away to a bigger city. I've always wanted to live in a big city and my boyfriend doesn't. He's told me before I could move, but he would not move with me.
Oh.
To be honest, that's fine with me, but I feel like that will make our relationship harder as now we'd be 3 hours apart. I also really want to move to a city and he has repeatedly said I want to move to a city that he has repeatedly said he would never live in, but my backup city is somewhere he wouldn't mind ending up. Both are in our home state. My questions are, 1, do I move away? And if the relationship is meant to be, we will make it work. And 2, do I move to city 1, the one he hates, or move to city 2, the one he doesn't mind? Ooh.
That's a tough one. And unfortunately, only you know the right answer for that, I fear. But my first instinct would be to
Break up.
is to move. You don't have to necessarily break up right before you move, but like, just be like, this is something I feel like I need to do and I need to go. And whether I stay there forever or just for a little bit, like I've got to go and go do your thing. And maybe you'll be like, no, this is, both of you will realize like, it's just better to be together. We don't care where, or maybe he will make a compromise and whatever. I think you move to your favorite place and I think you just go.
You know what? This is an interesting thing because when we did our values quiz, place is one of the values, which is where you live, is like very high on your value list. It was one of my top ones. I think that for certain people, the place that they live, like it is very high on their priority list. It like matters so much to them. And I fear with this type of thing, like if you are a big city person and you love and thrive in the city and like you feel alive there and it's so important to you and your boyfriend just isn't, like that is a pretty massive thing to actually not be aligned on. And it could bring up like a ton of problems in the future, especially what I definitely don't recommend is you just like shoving this dream down because he doesn't want to. Like you need to live your life and do your thing. And I really do believe if the relationship is meant to work out, it will. And like you said, you could move to the city and be like, honestly, I don't really like it here. Like I'd rather be with him and I want to live, that's my priority and I want to live in this specific place where he does too. And like we align, great. But you could move there and be like, I really love it here. You could move to the number one city that you said that you like, that he hates, and be like, I'm thriving. Like I'm happy here,
Yeah.
And that sucks so bad that you would lose a relationship over that. But it's your truth. It's like, that's the truth of how you feel. And I feel like where you live is a big thing to misalign on.
Yes, because also it's in that situation, one of you is giving that up. It's like either you're giving up living where you want to live or he moves with you and he's also giving up. Like, well, I don't want to live here either. It's like you guys both have to live your truth. Like you both have to go where you want to go and where you're meant to be. And so it's kind of like, it's hard to force somebody to be like, no, like let's both move to a big city. And then he's there and he's like, this is not my thing. Like I don't want to be here. It's like, it's important to both of you. So it is, like you said, it is kind of a big thing. Because it's not just like, well, one of you can just stop. It's like, well, it's hard for one of you to just give up where you want to live, especially if it's important to both of you.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things that you need to go off and do. And then if you're meant to be, I think it'll work out. And if not, it won't.
Yeah. How do you deal with a best friend who keeps going back to a boyfriend nobody likes? There are 4 of us, all 25 females. Huh?
All 25-year-old females?
Oh. I'm like, the math ain't mathin'. Okay. She's like, there's 4 of us. There's 25 females, 2 males. Okay. There are 4 of us all. Yeah. Okay. 25-year-old females. We have been best friends for many years, 3 in healthy long-term relationships, and 1 who's been on again, off again for over a year with a long distance guy who won't commit, won't talk about the future, hasn't made plans to move, and who none of us have ever met. He shows up with grand gestures, flowers, gifts, even sending Valentine's flowers after they were broken up, but it all feels performative rather than real. We've shared our concerns, and now she's stopped talking to us about him because she's tired of hearing our opinions. How do we stay supportive without enabling a relationship we genuinely think is holding her back? And is it reasonable to want to know what's going on when this keeps impacting our friendship?
That's a really tough thing that I feel like a lot of people deal with. Like at some point in your life, it's just like your friend's going to be dating someone who you're just like, why? Why? I feel like the older I get, the more I feel like that is your journey. That is their journey is what I mean. Like that is her relationship.
That is your burden now.
No, it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you are going to choose the same thing over and over again and it's not good for you, that is your journey. That is your problem and it's not mine.
Yeah.
And I think it can be really annoying as a friend, especially because you care about them so much. So it's like you feel like you're screaming into a void of like, no, you deserve so much better. You should do this. Like, da, 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 da. And at the end of the day, it's just like, these are the choices you're making and there's nothing I can do about that. I feel like if I'm putting myself in this position, I think I would just still hang out with my friend, still support my friend, still ask her questions, but just like not about that. I feel like I would be pretty upfront with her and be like, look, here's how I feel about your relationship. This is why I give you this feedback is because I love you so much. And I feel like these grand gestures and things he does, like it does worry me because I care so much about you. So that being said, like I'm going to stop asking questions. Like if you want to come to me with something, I am so here to support you, but I'm not going to like be asking for all these details because like I'm not a huge fan of this guy and like I'm going to be honest about that, but I still want to see you. I still want to support you in other ways. Still want to be your friend, but like that's the context.
Yes.
I don't know. It's very hard. I think at this stage of my life that is how I would react to something like this.
I know. We've been talking about this recently. The older you get, the less tolerant you are of like toxicity and just people who watching somebody, especially that you love, in a bad relationship and just be in a toxic cycle with somebody over and over again, it just becomes
exhausting.
Yes, exhausting. And it becomes so apparent to you that you can't do anything about it from your position. So you just, for so long, you can just sit there and like try and be there for them. But also it's like, okay, yeah, I can't talk to you about this anymore. I've given you my advice. I don't know really what else you want from me. Like I can give you support, like you said, and love and, you know, whatever, but
don't like validate and enable them. I feel like that's the other thing is like I've been in situations where people will be like describing these like toxic things to me and I honestly just start to like not tune out, but like I don't give them validation. I'm not like, oh, you're so right. He's crazy. I'm just like, I can't with this. So like I will be here and just be like, oh yeah, like I'm sure from your perspective that feels hard, but it's like I'm not giving you my energy in this way because like I just can't. I simply am over it.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
That is really hard though.
It is super hard. And it's inevitably going to impact your friendship, which sucks. But I think when someone's in a really bad relationship, like it just, they start to get a little bit isolated because of their situation. But again, that is their journey and not yours. And it's not your burden to carry. It's really sucks when you care about them and you love them, but there's only so much you can do and that's on them, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's their thing and it's their decisions at the end of the day as well. Two people are a part of a dynamic. So if someone's participating in a toxic cycle, they are also in that dynamic.
Yes.
Like if someone is literally abusive and like really toxic, then that's super scary. And I think people can be victims to that, you know? But what I'm saying is like if two people are just toxic together and whatever, like they're kind of both participating
like
in that.
Breaking up, getting back together, and it's just this endless cycle of
and
just
there's nothing you can do.
Yes, there's nothing you can do. And yeah, you also have to understand that you're not there to like save your friends. Like you're there to support and love them. So you also just have to let go of that. Like, well, I can't save you. Like it just becomes more and more apparent the longer your friends suffer with things. You're just like, I can't save you from this. So I guess I'm just here for you. But yeah.
100%. Hi, first of all, I love the podcast and I've been listening since when you first started. Chelsey, when I was in Hawaii, I met two separate girls who were like, I've been listening. What did they say? Since I was in middle school. I'm like,
and they were like,
sorry
old now?
Yeah, they're like, I'm going to college. Like, I've been listening since I was in middle school. I'm like, you're kidding. Two separate occasions in Hawaii. I was like, because they're going to college there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean?
No, that's
She's like,
crazy.
I've literally been listening since I was like 14. I was like, what? Or 13 maybe it was.
Oh.
I was shook. And now she's 19 or whatever. Yeah, I was absolutely shook.
That's crazy.
No, it was nuts. Okay. So I, 21 female, have been with my boyfriend, 24 male, for 2 years. Making sure we're good on the math, making sure he's okay. Okay. We met in my
21 minus 2? Okay.
Yeah. We met in my sophomore year of college, and he's my first boyfriend. I love him, and he's perfect. This is more about my personal anxiety, as I never dated before we met. And sometimes I wonder if I should have dated more before settling down, or if maybe there is something I did not get to experience. I feel bad even writing this, as maybe I did just get this lucky. My family loves him, and he treats me like a princess. For context, he's been in a few relationships, dated someone for a year, a few months before we met. I would just hate to ever have some kind of regret of feeling like I was never single in my 20s, even though I can also see us getting married. He also has zero doubt and always talks about our future, which I am also looking forward to. I just have a voice in the back of my head that wants to self-sabotage. Since you got married young, is there anything you would do differently, or how did you know that you were ready to commit at a young age? Wow.
Well, this is a very interesting thing to crack open right now, because I, as I'm listening to this, I was thinking like, when I started dating Nick for the first time, I felt not similar in the way of like where I felt like I was missing out because I had dated, but I like for different reasons, I was like, well, I want to make sure that like whatever, but it had nothing to do with like our relationship. I'm like, well, like I must just be too lucky, or I must be whatever, because he treated me so like right. We had like amazing chemistry. I was like, this is it. But like, am I that lucky to get it right now? Like,
yeah,
just had a lot of doubts about that. And now that I've been diagnosed with OCD at the age of 30, I like look back on my past so differently, and like some of my doubts that I had and like thoughts, like not saying that's the same as this, but my experience with that, I realized so many things in my life that I've been so indecisive about that I'm like trying to figure out what my gut feeling is. It's been so confusing to me because I realize now I have OCD, and that's like the doubting disorder where you're constantly doubting everything you're doing. You're like just overthinking and ruminating to the max. And it becomes very confusing to know like, okay, what's my OCD and what's my gut feeling? And so I do relate to like the feeling of like self-sabotaging. And I feel like maybe you just need to lean into that. Is it like, is this feeling me self-sabotaging, or is this like, if that's the overwhelming feeling of like, no, this is so great, but I just feel like anxiety and like in that way where I'm self-sabotaging and like what if, then not to say that like, oh, just quiet those and whatever. But I do think that I broke up with Nick, and I'm very glad that I did, because we both had like almost a year apart after we'd started dating, or like 10 months before we ended up getting back together. We both experienced different things as well. Like we kept living our lives in different places, which was great and needed, I think, because then I kind of did get that reassurance of like, okay, now I know like I have been dating a little bit and I've been whatever. And like that feeling, I was right that like that was my person, and that was that chemistry was undeniable and whatever. All that to say, I'm like, break up with it. But I do feel like you can't just, if the question is big enough and it's like coming up again and again and again, definitely be open about it, I think, and be like, I have these doubts. I'm not sure if it's my anxiety. I'm just like, I'm feeling very confused. That's a very valid feeling, to be confused. And you can talk to him about that and be like, I'm just feeling so confused. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong, but I just feel this like, I don't know, question. And maybe that's to lead you to something. Maybe he is the right person. Maybe he's not. But I feel like you just kind of have to accept that feeling is there, and don't try and shove it down. Whether it is, you know, anxiety or like an actual gut feeling, I feel like regardless, you have to address it, and you have to be like, okay, I'm feeling this.
Well, I feel like the fact she's feeling it and she's this young is, I don't know if it's just a different generation, even a generational thing, because I do think like from everyone that I talk to that's dating now, because when we were dating, it was 10 years ago and we were very young. And from everyone that I talk to, it's like there is this kind of feeling of like, oh, there might be something better out there, because it's just like you can go on an app and literally find a million people. It's like so just like on social media all day seeing all these different guys or whatever. So you're just kind of always like, oh, there could be something better maybe, is kind of like the overarching theme. And that's why a lot of people I talk to, they're like, they'll go on dates and they're like, it was great, but it just kind of feels like he's like, oh, let me like,
could it be better?
Yeah, could it be better? I'll just like go on another date. And So I don't know if that is kind of how you're feeling, where it's just like, oh my gosh, like the world is so big. There's so many people. Like, could this really be it? I think it's very valid that you follow that instinct because you are so young. I think like, it's funny because she's like, when you were getting married, did you think like that? No, because I was so naive. I just was like, oh yeah, like we get along. We're like perfect together. We like have so much fun. We have so much chemistry. It's like, we just like get each other. We're best friends. This is awesome. And it's like, I didn't think about how deep marriage is and how long it would last truly because I was 20. So
it's hard to know what you don't know.
Yes. I feel like looking at that 10 years later now, I can see that there's so much luck involved in my situation, as well as we started working together immediately. I was just talking about this with another couple who works together. We were saying like, me and Leif were saying we were able to grow together so seamlessly because we were together 24/7 because we worked together. I think that was a huge benefit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder how things would be different if, and I'm not saying you need to work with your spouse like at all, but I'm just
like,
saying
start a business.
Yeah,
Our advice for them.
because we got married so young. I'm like, I wonder if he had a job, I had a job, we saw each other for 2 hours out of the day. It's like, would we be as close and as aligned as we are now? Because we literally spent our entire 20s together all day, every day, traveling and like
that's true.
working, like, you know, which working together has its own hardships. But anyway, yeah. So it's interesting to me that she's 21 and already having these thoughts because I'm like, I think that's a trope that people feel later down the road. Like they've been married for 5 years, you know, they're in their mid 20s and they're like, oh, I just got married to like the first guy that I dated.
Yes.
Like there was literally a whole world that I did not explore whatsoever, you know? So it's interesting that I feel like the fact you're already feeling that way, maybe you should break up and like see what else is out there. And if, you know, for 6 months you're like, seeing what the vibe is. And then if you're like, honestly, no, like nothing's comparing. Then I feel like what's meant for you will be there for you. So I feel like it will work out with him even 6 months from now. If,
exactly.
You know, but that's just because I would hate for you to just marry this guy and then 5 years from now be like,
I had a feeling.
Oh, I'm like in my mid 20s and I'm already locked into this and I don't even know if this is, you know, what I want. That truly is like a very common thing that a lot of people within our culture have like voiced. You know, because a lot of us got married young and I don't know. It's hard. I've seen a lot of people work out. I've seen a lot of people get divorced.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with luck. I feel like it always has to do with luck no matter what. Like I've just seen so many different examples and there's so many different things that go into marriages and love and long-lasting relationship. What's a successful relationship? And the more I know, the less I know. And I'm just like, I feel like it's always just a shot in the dark and it's just something you always have to navigate and there's no right answer. And, you know, people have been in love and in relationships throughout time and all eternity and we still have no answers to like the perfect, you know, formula for things. So you have to just follow your gut. You have to just, that's all you have. You can listen to everyone else's advice, but like all you have is listening to your gut. And if your gut is telling you, take a chance on something, take a chance. And again, it can be kind of like we're saying about the, you know, to round this out, to the first girl who was talking about moving. Was that the first girl or the second girl? Anyways, the girl who was talking about moving. It's kind of the same thing. It's like, well, you could move and realize it's the best thing that ever happened to you. Or it could just be like, oh, that was a fantasy that I was ruminating on that really wasn't what I wanted, but it got me closer to, you know, knowing what I do want. Maybe it is, you know, right? Maybe it is wrong. So I feel like you just got to go with, you have to follow your own voice and your own, you know, gut to figure it out.
Also, I'm kind of a believer of like there is no right or wrong decision. It's just like that was your decision and that was your choice. And so I think at this point, how I see relationships is a commitment thing and a like, where it's like this, I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate this. It just feels like whatever choice you made, like for this girl, if you decide to marry this guy, it's like, okay, that is your choice and you're choosing that. And that is now your reality.
So make it work.
So make it work. And like, if, you know, you guys are growing apart, it's like, be very intentional with like trying to grow together. Cause this is the choice that you made, you know, it's like not a flippant decision to make who you're going to marry. And I feel like so much of relationships now, the way I see it is just like a commitment thing to like, we're choosing to grow together. Like there are opportunities to like grow apart or like to just like be unaligned or like not be super intentional about spending time together. And it's like just about constantly like recommitting to being like, this is my choice. And this is what you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
I don't know.
No, it's very true. I think that's a great point as well. I've just been trying to think as you're saying that of the quote of the song, If It Makes You Happy. Oh, sorry, wrong Sheryl Crow song. It's Soak of the Sun, made in 2002. I've been listening to a lot of old Sheryl Crow and it's anyways, there's in the song, she says, it's not having what you want, it's wanting what you've got. And you know, that's a great way to think of not just relationships, but life in general. I feel like, again, it's like, there's another quote that I like that is, you know, something about, I actually just almost sounded exactly like that TikTok sound. It's like, I'll never forget what she said. Oh shit, I forgot what she said. But like destiny basically bends to what you choose.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like, oh yeah, like you said, you can't make right or wrong choices and like, oh, I messed up my destiny. It's like you make a choice and the universe
meets you
in whatever choice you've made. And I feel like there's just, especially with the internet, so many different things to look at and places to live even. It's like there's so much opportunity. There's so many different lives you can live. And sometimes you just like want to figure out the exact right one for you in this moment and figure it all out and be like, okay, yeah, I'm supposed to live here. I'm supposed to be with this person. I'm supposed to have this job. I'm supposed to, and this is it. And it's like, I just feel like the older I get, the more I realize that that's just not, at least my life's journey. It's like the point of my life is to try out different things and to experiment and to, you know, just try out different hobbies and figure out what works for you and not worry about, am I on the right path or not? It's like, I'm going to choose this path and I'm going to make it the best path that I can. And I'm going to just go along with, you know, whatever life throws at me.
Well, thank you guys for writing in for our advice column. Always, this is going to be now the second Thursday of the month, as we've established. We're getting confused with our own schedule, okay, every time we're explaining it.
The second extra episode is on the 4th and the first episode is on the second week.
Literally every time we're even chatting about it, we're like, geez, Louise, this is getting confusing saying that because we do the every other week thing. But thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you have a very, very happy Valentine's weekend. We hope you just live it up. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for the support. Wherever you listen, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get your podcasts. We would also love a rating and review. We love you guys so much, and that's what we said. Bye.